Hello, good morning, valued and cherished viewers. You are welcome to my program, Mining for the Truth. Joseph Atta is my name, from Ghana. I welcome all my viewers from all over the world. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Joseph Atta's Live Show. Once again, Mining for the Truth can be seen both on Facebook and then YouTube. Now I have 82 subscribers. You have done so well. May God bless you so much. Last week was somewhere 71. So about 12 have subscribed. I'm grateful. Please continue to share the channel to your groups and your friends who are interested in the Word of God. I thank all those who have been donating to support the program. May God multiply your income. Mining for the Truth refers to the process of digging to discover the undiluted doctrines of Christ. I attend Church of Christ. The page has two purposes as follows on the channel. One, to teach the word, John 1 verse 1 and Genesis 1 verse 1. Two, to teach the truth, John 8:32, John 17:17 and John 14 verse 6. I welcome UMAT Campus Church, Ezekiel Takoradi. You are all welcome. Brother Samuel Kobna, you are welcome. And Mrs. Atta, Doris Odonko, I miss you, I love you so much, and I know you do. It will be well, as I said last week. Worry not. Commit everything into God's hands. At his appointed time, He will fulfill all his promises. I mean to say that all your awaited requests shall be granted at the right time. Having said that, last week was the reason for our children's employment. And the video is doing well. Within the first 5 hours, I have had 157 viewers on Facebook. I'm surprised. I will post it to YouTube later. I have some teachings to post there, or even this teachings is in episode 1 to 11. So I cannot post the episode 9 or the episode 10. So I have to post the episode 1 to episode 9. Then I'll continue with the 10 and then 11. Now today is the last and final episode. Preparation towards marriage. So it's episode 11. The final one. So from today, you're not going to hear anything concerning train up the child in the Lord. So that's the theme. And topic is responsible parenthood. Proverbs 22 verse 6. So preparation towards marriage. So this should tell you that even the children. Now here, I am not making reference to when they are about to marry. But because you are training them, you have to also train them about marriage. Not necessarily that they are due or they are ready to get married. So don't get me wrong. In case maybe you have been taught by someone preparation towards marriage as an adult who is ready to marry, my message and that message might not be the same. Mine is making reference to your own child, in which you want him or her to know that in future he or she must marry, and therefore you have to infuse this into the training. All right, the child at this stage is matured to live his or her separate life, to care for someone, and also God's house. So at this stage, the child has grown. So you can say a teenager or above teenager. So we can say from 18 years to somewhere 25 years or maybe 22 years. Please, I'm only assuming. So he's now matured or she's now matured to live his or her own separate life and to care for someone also, and to care for someone and also God's house. Please, once again, it is not necessary that the child is getting married in 1 month time, in 2 weeks time, in 1 year time. But I see that this should be inculcated in them. I think I have 5 points of preparation towards marriage. So 1, young girls should be prepared for marriage early in their lives. Mostly, I think when the girl child is growing, she is taught more household chores than the boy. Many a time, but it's wrong anyway. However, in some cultures and in some countries, that's how it goes. So this young girl is even taught how to set or how to serve the dining table. So sometimes the girl child is to cook and serve her daddy as a preparation towards her future husband. That's why we think that young girls should be prepared for marriage early in their life. Women marry earlier than men. So definitely the girl may marry maybe before the brothers will also marry. Early in their life, according to their character and special nature, by cultivating their individual talents. So for example, if one be reserved, let her learn well how to protect and shelter. If one be sociable, teach her how to be gracious hostess. Some are sociable, some are antisociable. Advanced name for sociable is gregarious. Some are gregarious, so sociable and accommodating. Others are reserved, and I will use this time to explain the difference between reserved and quiet. When we say someone is quiet, it means the person does not like talking. But when we say someone is reserved, it's someone who chooses whom to talk to, whom to sit with. Myself, I am reserved and quiet at the same time. So if you don't know me, it becomes very difficult to associate with me. You may want to talk to me. I will walk out from you because I have not asked you to come and talk to me. I choose my friends. A friend does not choose me. That's the meaning of reserved. You can go for program and you see me to be so distant. I will choose whom I want to relate to. So you must also trace this in your child. If we have this as a character, that she can host people in the home, and sociable means gregarious, or she does not want to go into where people are. Now this will help you to know, and it will also help her to know the choice of man. You are sociable, so why will you go and marry a man who is sociable? He might bring his friends into the home, and you are annoyed. You might not even like football, and he comes home to watch the football with friends. Of course, it is not good anyway for a married man to turn his home or house into a theater for watching football and then movies. No. Of course, we are not saying that when you are married, don't be sociable. But it is so wrong to bring your friends home to watch football match while your family, your child, and then or children and their mother are there. No, it is wrong. Watch this football with your wife if she wants. Of course, I don't like football, and it is a waste of time to use my eyes instead of using my eyes to study. Rather, I'll be using to watch TV. I don't watch television, and I've been saying this several. 2, a young man should also prepare for marriage. A young man should also prepare for marriage, or should prepare for marriage. He should gain possession of quality goods. Quality goods, we mean durable and attractive. He should have all-round protection to ensure adequate security. The boy must be prepared also for marriage. In fact, I see that the boy should even be trained more than the girl. More than the girl. More than. I remember when I was growing up, I saw my father doing more household chores. In fact, when I was young, I didn't know that my father and my mother were married. There was no evidence that one was a wife and one was a husband. My father was so supportive bathing us, pounding fufu, preparing palm nut soup, preparing rice soup. In fact, when mother was not there, dad cared for us. He was washing his own clothes. He was washing his own clothes. And when I completed my junior high school, he taught me that the woman or the wife is not a housemaid. Number two, she will not stay with you always, all the time, throughout the marriage. She may travel to her hometown for a funeral, for occasion, for family gathering. This can take 1 week, 2 weeks, it could be 1 full month. She can even travel elsewhere to study and work. So do you want to tell me that you're going to pile up your dirty clothes 1 week, 2 weeks, and 3 weeks, 1 month, 1 year, 5 months for her to come back and work? So this means that she has to travel from where she is to come home, wash your clothes, iron, and go again. This is bondage. He should get possession of quality goods, durable and attractive. The boy must be attractive. Likewise, the girl must be very beautiful. And he should have all-round protection to ensure adequate security. Yes, the boy should be taught that you are going to protect your wife and then your children. This does not mean that he should be ready to die for the wife. I'm not a savior, so I'm not going to die for anybody in this life. And it is even a sin to take your own life, in case you're unaware. So there's no way I'm going to lay down my life for anybody in this life. Never ever will I do that. The life doesn't belong to me. The life I have is borrowed. There is an owner. And the owner has not told me to die for my wife. Fine, maybe I'm donating blood and then I die in the process. That one is different. But here we are making reference to someone who is officially going to sacrifice his life for a woman. No, I won't do that. Even if this is in the Bible, I won't do it. Yes. And why should I die for a woman? For what? To gain what, actually? Is she also willing to die for me? Or is she going to be selfish? My duty is to protect. The duty of this child is to protect. Learn to protect the home. That's all. Father is an umbrella. Father is a spirit. Father is a protector of the wife, the children, and the entire home. So when the father is not there, you see sadness is in the home. Sometimes the woman is even afraid at night, precisely where they are being haunted by thieves. When there's a slightest noise, she becomes afraid. But when the husband is there, she sleeps and snores a lot. Snoring. Because the husband is there, being the security. These are things needed to aid a couple as they journey together through life. And all the young ladies should be invited to the wedding so that they may come to recognize the joy that marriage brings. We are saying that the children must be participated, or they must participate during a wedding. Of course, the purpose is not to incite them or to instigate them to also get married. But at least they will have to know that, not knowing that marriage is sweet. And of course, it is true that marriage is the sweetest union in this life. However, people's marriages are more bitter than life. They want to get out, but it is too late, except for fornication. Now, point 3, the young man must be taught basic household chores to participate, to learn and know that the married wife is not a housemaid, slave, and a cook. I think I didn't know this as my point 3. The wife is not a cook. The wife is not a slave. She is not a housemaid. I remember during the days of my youth when I began my mother church earlier. The minister, he was training us. We called it unmarried class, unmarried. And he was always saying that when you are unmarried, you must learn how to go to market, buy foodstuffs to eat, to cook, sorry, and then to eat. So that in future, when your wife becomes pregnant, if she travels, sometimes where your work is located is near the market. So your wife can give you a list that pass to the market and buy this to the home or for the home. But because you didn't practice it when you were unmarried, how will you do this? So he was always saying that when you live responsibly in the days of your bachelor state, it helps you so much when you marry. Yes. And I agree with him perfectly. So here we are saying that the household chores must also be inculcated into the boy. Washing, cooking, scrubbing, reading. Teach him how to cook. And not that the girl has to serve her own brother. Likewise, the young woman to be taught of intensive household chores, devoid of quality, devoid of equality, to suppose her man must support her. So to the girls, as you are training them, don't train them that their husband must help them. So there's equality. The man can cook and the woman too can cook. Now, in the Bible, it is not a sin. There is no way in the Bible saying that the woman must cook. And if she refuses to cook, it is a sin. Once again, the man must support the woman. But each has its own role to play. Each has its own role to play. We all have our natural responsibilities. The man goes out to work, to sweat, to bring money home, to care for the family. The wife must cook. How can a tired man come home to cook while the wife is sleeping? But when you are all working, the one who comes home earlier is supposed to start the cooking than for the man to come home earlier, to sit down to watch TV, to read graphics, to crack jokes, waiting for the woman to close sometimes at night, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. or in the evening, to come home and then cook. You see that this man will even be calling to give the woman pressure that I'm hungry. You are hungry in the home. You are near the kitchen and you can cook. So why are you waiting for someone to come and then food? So we are saying that the man must help the woman, but the woman must know that you're not the same to the man. And therefore, you have to know how to cook sometimes even than the husband. Not all the boys know how to cook. Some will not even want to learn. Some parents will not even teach them at all. No problem. But it is the duty of the woman to learn how to cook. When you marry, try to teach this your husband how to cook. And the two shall be one, if you don't know. Otherwise, you are always responsible and then you'll be tired. Some women cook and cook and cook and cook and cook until they fall ill because of overload of work. And this is wrong. Shows no love anywhere. And that was what my dad trained me about. Now I was just 15 years of age. And he said that the woman should not be seen as a house help, a slave who is in bondage. That's why he was always supported. I saw him carried drum to go and fetch water from the stream, far away from the village, very far away. And we were going with him, far away. When he was coming, he also put some cassava. Oh, he did well, in fact. For my father, he's my best mentor in terms of marriage. I don't need any counsel again before I marry, in case you're unaware. At least, those that he didn't teach me, I learned from the Bible. And I know people who marry properly in the Bible. Each gender has his or her natural responsibilities. So that I've mentioned that the man must work to provide for the family. The woman must cook. Meanwhile, each must depend on the other for support. Sometimes there are some instances where the man is not working and the wife works to feed the home. So here the wife is helping the husband. Sometimes he has been sacked, he has been fired about 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 5 months, and the husband is still jobless in the home. All this while the wife will be taken care of. And there's a caution that the wife in this state must not turn the husband into a cook. It is gross disrespect, impudence. And you won't find this in the Bible. Now, we have, when the men are working, we have men who work, give money to their wives, and they still support them at the kitchen. But because of pride and arrogance, when a man becomes jobless and the wife is working, sometimes some women will turn their men into cooks at the kitchen. All because she is now the breadwinner. Of course, we have stories and books, some movies to cater for this concept. However, it is a sin. When your husband was working, he was sometimes supporting you. Now he's jobless. So why do you want to turn him into a cook? So now the woman is the husband and then the man is the wife. It is wrong. 4, they must both be taught about the order of life. This one was my own designation. Order of life. Order of life. And of course, I've used this to train all my female mentees. I mean my wives, including those Odonko. The first is education. I will explain. Education, career, love, and marriage. This is the order of life. 4 order of life. Order. They must both be taught about the order of life as education, career, love, before marriage. So now we are on 4A, education. To study in school or learn a trade. Every child must either go to school or to become an apprentice. Yes, education, I think I mentioned last week that education isn't always about classroom. We have formal education in classroom and informal at the workshop. They are all education because you are learning. And of course, there's a teacher or master to guide. So, to study in school or learn a trade. B, career. The education will give you the career. Seek employment or become entrepreneur after education. Some will go to school to pursue white-collar jobs, so the person can only work at the office. So you must seek employment. Some did technical courses in school or programs in school. Some went to learn a trade. You can become an entrepreneur. Of course, both can become entrepreneurs. So the education will give birth to the career. Now we come to the love. For the love, I have dating, courtship, betroth, and I will explain. So we are on love. Because now you are working. So you qualify to find your partner. That's why I said order of life, order. Because now that you are working, you have gone to school, being formal or informal, this education has given you a job. Now you qualify to love. So what? Dating. Today I'm going to explain dating. Biblically. All those that I read from dictionaries are for worldly purposes. Now dating. I think I'll give you 2 definitions or maybe 1 definition. It is the period of establishing a contact to get acquainted. It is the period of establishing a contact to get acquainted. The person, you don't know the person. Now, dating will start after you have prayed to God, in case you're unaware. To find love means to first pray to God. The first thing is to pray to God. My principle is based on Abraham, Isaac, and Rebecca. This is my profound example from Genesis to Revelation. Yes, when Isaac was of age to marry, Abraham being a sensible father, and he is the most sensible father that I've seen in the Bible. Of course, I'm not condemning the rest, but he is the most sensible father I've seen ever in the Bible. He prayed to God. God first. Matthew says, verse 3, God first. He prayed to God. Of course, if you go to my teachings, I've taught. searching for the gathering partner. I use Isaac and then Rebecca. Profound example. So when you have prayed, you fast and pray. It could be 1 month, 2 months, 1 week, depending on your strength. When you find a partner, because you don't know the person by contact, then you saw the dating will start. That's why I said that it is a period of establishing a contact to get acquainted. You want to know. So, for example, you exchange numbers, phone numbers. Proposal has been done after the prayer. Of course, dating will start, because you have to test to know whether she was the person that you found in the prayer or not. Where God is planting, Satan is also planting. You are going to use what is called observational learning. Now, this is found in psychology. Dating is never a period for going out for lunch, buy a drink, to flex. It is a lie. You will find this foolishness in the Bible. This is found only in the world. Once again, dating is never a period for going out for lunch. Now let's go for lunch. Let's go and buy a drink. That we are going for a date. And this poor concept has made most Christians not being virgins. They pursued foolish pursuit, dating. Before some were aware, they were drugged and they were raped and they have lost their virginities in the church. Go to the church and then conduct a survey or research. It will be so difficult that the ladies who are of age to marry, to find one to become, to be a virgin. It is so difficult. I'm not referring to I'm churches of Christ, so not this wedding churches. I'm making reference to churches of Christ. How many women marry as virgins? They were all practicing dating when they were in school. Dating starts after praying to God and seeing the partner. Then it's where the dating will start. That's why I said that establishing a contact to get acquainted. Observational learning in dating, observational learning is used. How will you know that this person is the person that I saw in a dream? And when you pray and pray well, you see the person in the dream. Yes, last time I had a friend who was asking that. So he was saying that. So how is this done? That when you pray, you find a partner. If I didn't mind him, I don't have time for the questions of that nature. I suppose that once you are 18 years, you must be matured in thought, actually. So I don't waste my time to answer all questions. At times you're going to ask me a question, I will ignore. And you might think that I don't have an answer, because I don't have time for you. You are old enough to know than being taught. A student who is better is expected to know better without being taught. So now you have seen that dating isn't a period to go out for lunch, to buy a drink and flex. So someone will say that, how will I know her unless I take her for lunch? I'm saying it is a sin. Are you married? Courtship. From dating, when you have seen the person and then you like her. Now the girl too must also play. Now sometimes mostly the boys or the man will approach the woman, or the boy will approach the girl, that I found you in my prayers. The whole story is now exposed to the girl. The girl should not just say yes or no. You must also pray to verify whether the person has been sent by God or by Satan. How can you, there's no proof. Only prayer will answer this. So question. So now that you have gotten the contacts, now you call each other, so you like the girl. The girl also likes you. So courtship, of the love. It is a familiarization in getting to know someone officially without any hidden secrets. So here there is more exposure. Those who are suffering now in their marriages, they hid some vital secret when they were courting. You see, for courtship, once again, you are now fully assured, or you are fully aware that I love this person before the courtship will start. So familiarization in getting to know someone officially, the word is officially, without any hidden secret. So you don't hide from the person anything. Say the truth. If he will stay, he will stay. If she will stay, she will stay. When you hide it and then you expose it in future, you are doomed. The person will be so annoyed. I'm going. When the person really loves you, or when she really loves you, your past is not vital, and we will not say if the person loves you. The past of somebody is not really important. I don't have time for that. And you are hereby informed that when you sin against God, not a human being. So supposing that you committed abortion, I don't have time to investigate this because you sin against God and not me. I am not interested in your past history and stories. One can visit another on precaution, possibly with a sibling or when the visited partner has family members around. So he will say that though you are courting, you are disqualified to go and visit alone. There could be a sexual intercourse, there could be rape. That's why you, the person who is going to visit, you have to be accompanied by a sister or a brother. We mean a sibling. Or the person that you are going to visit has a family members around, maybe an occasion. So they have all met as a family. So when you go there, at least you are there and nothing of any bad thing will happen. Now we continue by saying that observational learning continues for confirmation. So even though you are courting, you still have to observe. You must be vigilant. Please, be vigilant. Otherwise you'll be deceived. People can pretend a lot. You are hereby informed that when God is planting, Satan is also planting. The fact that you have prayed to find the partner doesn't mean that there wouldn't be error or the person is 100%. No, it is a lie. No human being is perfect. So continuously you must use observational learning technique for confirmation. Betroth. Now you are fully convinced that I want to marry this person in future, but you're not yet ready, and you don't want to be misbehaving in hide and seek. So betroth, it is an official introduction and engagement of the desired partner to family members, and this is what we saw with Joseph and Mary. They were betrothed. When Mary was pregnant, she was already betrothed to Joseph. So Joseph planned to divorce her privately or secretly until the angel appeared to him. So betrothed. Official introduction and engagement. In some cultures, you present some drinks. An uncle, a father, some members of the families will meet. But this isn't married. So that they are now aware of your intentions to marry their daughter. Cross monitoring starts henceforth. So from here, I'll define it again. The next one. It also refers to making intentions known. Yes. So you have made your intentions known. And from here, you have ceased to womanize. And the girl has also ceased to womanize. Because now there's an official introduction that this family will unite with this family. Now, if you don't like the person, don't betroth to break the heart. But once you have done the betroth, you have committed yourself. All your connections have ceased. You will not see any woman to be beautiful than this your woman. The woman will not see any man to be handsome than the man. And this is not by force. You are going to agree before the family too will agree. So normally they will call to ask, do you really love this boy? And they will also ask the boy, do you really love this girl? When they both reply yes, before the elders will gather for this initiation. Cross monitoring starts henceforth. So the girl is now being monitored. When the mother or the father hears her on a phone, they go to check whether the betrothed partner or different man or boy, they warn, in fact, she is warned not to invite any male friend into the home. She is warned not to have any friendship with any boy. Likewise, the boy as well. You have no right to post some pictures to cause any heartbreaking and then mistrust. No. Now you are engaged. You have sold your freedom to be with only one partner. So be content with her. Some may want to show pictures online, maybe on their WhatsApp, their platforms and status of this girl or boy, if you want to do so. Special relationship and marriage counseling are offered to both parties. Yes. Now, it is the first time that the girl is going to hear the mother talk some senses into her. Sometimes the mother will use her own life, her own personal experience as a story to the girl. How the father has been treating her, where they met, how a whole lot. So also the man now advise the son so specially, and at times the son is somehow a surprise. You see, I got mine still when I completed my junior high. My father narrated, though I was young, I said I was 15 years of age. He narrated all his life story to me. What he did right and wrong. Precisely, he was even hitting on the wrong side. So in summary, he displayed the cards before me. So I made the wisest choice. That's why I don't womanize. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go out. It was due to how my father advised me. He exposed his whole life to me. And it is only a foolish son, it is only a foolish child who will also commit one mistake. And when the father tries to correct, he will refer him that you also did this in your youthful age. You are so foolish because your father doesn't want you to imitate his lifestyle. That's why he was trying to coach you. So you don't retaliate by doing what he did, which he has seen it to be wrong, and now using to advise you, so that you don't also go in the same direction. And foolishly, you have gone to do it, and when he is trying to correct you, you are now referring to him that you also did this. If this father is sensible, it will be his last time of advising you throughout your whole life, because now you are an adult. You are now trying to avenge him. So we are saying that special relationship and marriage counseling are offered to both parties. They are all counseled specially. Don't impregnate her. Don't go out with her. Don't do it with her. This is a whole lot. Special. It is a period called preparation towards marriage. None of the above involves cooking, cleaning, washing, ironing, sex, and any other marital activities. You are not married. The girl is not supposed to come and cook for you. It is a sin. You will die in your sins and go to hell at the end of the final judgment. She's not supposed to come and then clean your room. You are not a leper. You are not a cripple. You the boy. You must learn how to sweep your own room. You must learn how to cook, so that when your wife is pregnant, you can clean the home, cook for her, go to market. No washing. She doesn't come to your house to wash for you, to iron your clothes, and to sleep with her. It is a sin. This is pure fornication. If you go to Hebrews 16 verse 4, the only license to sex is marriage. So if you're not married and you're having sex, it means you are into fornication. The only license to sex is marriage. Hebrews 13 verse 4. Any other antagonistic advice from wherever is a man-made tradition. Colossians 2 verse 8. Colossians 2 verse 8. And today my teaching does not have more quotations. So you see that I've spoken a lot. I'm now reading quotation. Yes. Colossians 2 verse 8. I read. Beware lest anyone take you captive through philosophy and vain deceits, according to the tradition of men, according to the elementary principles of the world, and not according to Christ. That's why I'm saying that the only license to sex is marriage. In fact, there shouldn't be any marital activities during dating, courtship, and betroth. No marital activities. And I think that any other antagonistic, anything which is opposing advice from wherever, whether the person is a professor, the person is a pastor, a preacher, an elder, deacon, deaconess, whoever this person is, and wherever this idea is coming from, is man-made tradition, as I've read in Colossians 2 verse 8, and gross foolishness. 1 Corinthians 3 verse 19a. Gross foolishness. You see, human beings are not wiser than God, in case you are unaware. So if you are following and doing what you want, that means that you are not worshiping any God, but rather you are following someone's tradition. And of course, tradition, the Bible supersedes the tradition. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness to God. This wisdom that we read in Colossians 2 verse 8 is gross foolishness with God. To be advised by your church, your tradition, your country, that the whole world has agreed to oppose the Bible. It does not matter whether you are a Christian, unbeliever, a believer. Sin is sin. So, you are a believer, a Christian, unbeliever. Wrong is wrong, period. Sin is sin, and God is the ultimate judge. He will use on the Bible to judge. In case you're not aware, you sit down there and then debate. When you die, that is your foolishness. When you die, now you have the strength, and you are trying to oppose the word of God because you have the strength. Once again, the strength and then the life does not or do not belong to you. And when the owner takes them, then is where you see. In Hades, there's no return. But you remember the foolishness that you did on earth. But you cannot return to come and decorate it. And where you are to, there's not a mark. You can't turn. If you are in paradise, it's final. In Tartarus too, it's final. No crisscrossing. Once again, no crisscrossing. The Bible must be the constitutional book to every man. As you see me, the Bible is my constitution. And whatever you say or do, which is contrary to the Bible, I don't follow it. I mean, to hell with your worldly ideologies. Of course, I don't care. You don't tell me how to live my life. And you are not sensible than those who wrote the Bible. Your sense does not come even near it. And once again, there's a man called Noah Webster. He said, education without the Bible is useless. So whether you are a professor, whoever you are, and you don't know the Bible, and so therefore you are using your own mind to write books to oppose the Bible, this wisdom you have is useless. D. Marriage. You are hereby informed that we are on point 4. On point 4. They must both be taught about the order of life. So I mentioned education, career, love. And under the love was when we had the dating, the courtship, and then the betroth. Now we are on D, marriage. So now you are completed your education. You are done with your service. Now you are working, or you are a master. You have found your love through dating, the courtship, and then the betroth. Now you can marry. So you see the steps before marriage. And there are some steps before marriage to finally settle down as comprehensible couples with mutual understanding or comprehension. So you see that now you have gone through all the processes: the dating, the courtship, the betroth, the guidance and counseling from parents. Now you are due to marry. But we are saying that an unemployed or unemployable partner is not qualified to marry. Unemployed is when you have the skill but there's no work. Unemployable is when the person has no qualification. And these two people don't qualify to marry. When you marry and you are fired, for that one it's different. But we are making reference to someone who is now entering. You don't work. How do you pay for the utility bills and then others? So there's no need to waste time to marry. Please, make sure you are working. Even if you are paid something so smaller, but you receive the money every month, at least for that one it is good. We are not saying that become wealthy before you marry, but we are saying that when you are unemployed or unemployable, my friend, don't venture. You will harm yourself. You poison yourself and die. You see that the marriage, which is supposed to be the most sweetest union, becomes so bitter. You see your wife as your greatest enemy. You see your husband as the most dangerous enemy. For example, the wife is now a secular. You see, marriage too has its own problems. Sometimes, the moment you marry, you lose your work. Of course, Satan can cause that because he doesn't want us to marry. He wants us to court, to fornicate, then at the end you go to hell. So when you marry, by all means, he will be haunting you from time to time. The wife can become pregnant and give birth to 3 children, to 2 children, to 4, to 5 and 6 children. You don't work. So what would you do? You harm yourself and then you die. Make sure you are working before you think of marriage. Otherwise, you will regret. So if you're not working, strive to work. Strive to hunt for work. Be serious to look for work to do before you think of marriage. 5, being the last point, they are to choose the preferred partners. They, I mean either the boy or the girl, they are to choose the preferred partners. Right complexion, stature, and profession to avoid future cheating. Go and marry whom you love and then you like, not by compulsion, but by your own desire. So if you want the person to be fair, then you go for it. Chocolate, then you go for it. Dark, then you go for it. Red, so complexion. 2, the stature. Precisely, the women, they want a man who is a muscular. Normally, they are saying 6 packs and a whole lot. Some want a man with some hairs or hair on the chest. A man who has a big beard. Sorry, more beard. The man may want a woman with a Coca-Cola shape. Coke shape. They are making reference to the bottle of Coca-Cola. So normally, that's how they've been saying. She has a Coca-Cola shape. If that's what you want, you go for it. A slim, you can go. Medium, fat, obesity. So stature. And profession, if you want to marry a nurse, fine. The woman who want to marry a policeman, fine. A security, a fire service, a soldier, engineer, a carpenter. Choose the right profession to marry. Some want a man who is a farmer, fine. And this will help you to avoid cheating on the partner in future. Compromise is always equal to consequences, in case you're unaware. When you force yourself to marry someone, minus doing all this checkups, definitely you are prone to cheat. Initially, you wanted a woman who was a slim, but because you couldn't control your sexual desire, you ended up impregnating a prostitute. And once she's pregnant, you must marry her. Impulse marriage. Your worst a nightmare in this life. Yes. You will forever and ever be sad until you die. So you see that when you see this woman, you are annoyed inwardly, and this will appear in the flesh. And thereby you go about chasing small girls, which was your choice, but you compromise. So this will happen to the man and then the woman. Love must not be based on physical attraction, actually. You don't marry because of beauty. This one is a fact. That don't base your marriage on beauty. But an ugly partner is actually a burden. And you can imagine going to marry a woman who is dark, of which you intended to marry someone who should have been fair. She's so annoying. But an ugly partner, someone who is so ugly, is actually a burden, boring, and a nuisance. Yes. She's so big. She sleeps, she snores. So as the man. She becomes a burden. He becomes a burden. And boring. When you are going home, then you become sad. So the person finds the happiness outside the home. It is wrong and sin. So when they go from work, they go to a sport. They prefer to hang around, to go home late. So when they go home, then they sleep. You are not married, and you are not fulfilling the duty of God, as we read in the Bible. Beauty and handsome greatly count in love and marriage. Beauty and handsome, they count greatly. An ugly partner is a nuisance. Let me go to Genesis 29, verse 17. Of course, I can prove all my points. I love challenge a lot, so I can prove all my points. And Genesis 29, verse 17. 29, verse 17. The rain is somehow wanting to fall. So the weather is a bit cloudy. So please forgive me in case the video is a bit dim or dark. Genesis 29, verse 17. I read. Leah's eyes were weak. Leah's eyes were weak, but Rahel was beautiful in form and appearance. Now, we will also read 18. We are still on Genesis 29. So verse 17, verse 18, verse 25, verse 27, verse 28, verse 30, verse 31. So I will read everything and then we will see. I think the 17 has been read, so 18. Jacob loved Rahel, and he said, I will serve you 7 years for your younger daughter Rahel. Verse 25. And in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And Jacob said to Laban, what is you have done to me? Did I not serve with you for Rahel? Why then have you deceived me? Verse 28. Sorry, verse 26. It's not part. So we move to the 28. Jacob did so and completed her week. Then Laban gave him his daughter Rahel to be his wife. Verse 30 and 31. So Jacob went into Rahel also, and he loved Rahel more than Leah, and served Laban for another 7 years. The last verse, 31. When the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rahel was barren. Now, I think I'll summarize everything. The whole idea is that Jacob was Rebekah's second child. And when he was of age, Rebekah wanted him to marry from her lineage. So he went into Rebekah's brother, his uncle. So as I was reading, the father-in-law of Jacob was his uncle. On his way, he met Rahel, and there was a bond. So he began to care for the sheep as she was a shepherdess. He followed her to the womb, served 7 years for Rahel. But during the wedding at night, Leah was exchanged for Rahel. He didn't see until the morning. So he was annoyed, approached the in-law, and he said that this is not done in our culture, that the younger daughter or daughter will marry before the elder. That therefore, if you want to still get Rahel, serve extra 7 years. So he served 14 years. Where there's love, there's commitment. Rahel was beautiful than Leah. This is what you must know. That's why I was saying that. Love must not be based on physical attraction. But an ugly partner is actually a burden, boring, and then a nuisance. So you think that Jacob would have served even 1 year for Rahel? Never ever. Never ever. Because she was ugly. Now verse 17 of Genesis 29. Leah's eyes were weak, but Rahel was beautiful. You see the word beautiful in form and appearance. So stature, physical, she was physically attracted to Jacob. Beauty counts. Beauty and handsome greatly count in love and marriage. You sit down and then compromise as if you are watching cartoons. Or every woman is a woman, every man is a man. Fine, no problem. But in future, don't cheat. In future, don't. That's why God has created us plenty to choose. It is not a sin to choose a beautiful woman over ugly woman. That's why we are many. And you can't marry all the women in the world. you marry only one. So you see that it was because of deep affection from Jacob. That's why he served 14 good years. And it seemed to be only 2 weeks. Because of love. Because Rahel was beautiful, attractive. And Leah was not, in contrast to Rahel. A second story is seen in the same Genesis 39, verse 7, verse 11, and verse 12. Let's see why Joseph was almost raped. I face facts, my friend. So if you listen to me, learn to face facts. Compromise is always equal to consequences. Genesis 39, verse 7. And after a time, his master's wife cast her eyes on Joseph and said, "Lie with me." Lie with me. She casted her eyes on Joseph and she said, "Lie with me." Verse 11. But one day, when he went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house was there in the house. Verse 12. She caught him by his garment, saying, "Lie with me." But he left his garment in her hand and fled and got out of the house. Rape. My first time of seeing a woman wanting to rape a man, or a girl wanting to rape a boy, or a female wanting to rape a male. Joseph was attractive. He was handsome. Love must not be based on physical attraction. I'll continuously repeat this. But an ugly partner is actually a burden, boring, and a nuisance. So you think that Potiphar's wife saw her husband so enchanting. Now, if so, fine, if so, why or where from this lust? Of course, we have some women, or we have some men, or human beings, some are naturally lustful. Whether they marry the most beautiful woman on earth or handsome man on earth, they will still cheat. But here isn't the case. We are making reference to choosing ugly over handsome or beauty. So to some point, Joseph was denying her. So there was a need to grab by force. And he had to flee. And in the process, he left his garments with the woman. She used as an evidence against him, and then was put into prison. Beauty and handsome greatly count in love, and I suppose I have to clarify myself enough to prove my point or to justify myself. So you sit down there and think that you are dreaming, to compromise. Now, mostly we are advised that the first thing that we should learn from a woman or a man is not beauty, but character. Fine, it's good. Of course, I don't dispute it. That a person must have a good character. Yes, it's true. That one is true. Because at the end, if she is so beautiful but disrespectful, how can you live in the same roof with a woman who is proud and arrogant? How can you live in the same roof with a man who disrespects you? Now, what a subject of study is not on that. Here, I'm making reference to someone who has a unique character, but you chose. So let's say we have two people. They are having good characters. So this one has a good character, and then the other one too. One is beautiful, one is ugly. Then you chose the ugly one. And you are saying that you're going to regret in future. Officially, no man will want to marry a woman who isn't beautiful. Naturally, no man, unless the person compromises. And no woman will also marry a man who isn't handsome, unless the woman is poor, so poor, destitute. You see, the word is destitute, and the man is so rich. She will care for the money, and this isn't love. This is not love. Now, conclusion: young men and women should be properly prepared for marriage. Yes, love between a husband and his wife is a powerful force. Of course, you can kill yourself because of your partner, abuse, and a whole lot. Able to stir strong feelings. Yes, there are some people that when they are away from their partners or they cannot cope, some even fall ill. Precisely the women. Naturally, women love than men. No, because I've been saying this, that if you are a man, or if your man has bought you a car, built for you mansions, hey, he has done nothing. This is nothing. And why is he, or why did he even do that? Maybe you have a child with him. That's why he did so. And the most annoying part is that the man will buy a new phone to the woman when she gives birth. He gives her a new car or a new apartment when she gives birth. It's this business and not love. In case you're unaware, you should be reasonable in life. You should be reasonable. Be more practical. And you compare delivery to a car? I mean, are you alright? That you're comparing childbearing to mobile phone. In the olden days, we only ate rice and chicken during Christmas, Easter, and then Betroth. Where I come from, we celebrate Betroth Elmina. Now nowadays, I can buy rice and chicken as many times that I want. I wouldn't wait for any occasion. So what do you mean by you buy her a new phone only when she? It means you are in business. This is business and not love. Phone, car, maybe meat, a cow, or some kind of a surprise gift. For what? When mobile phones are now everywhere, I see this to be an insult. To buy a new phone for your wife. What do you mean by that? I don't understand this. So what do you mean? So all this while, you didn't see her wet until she gave birth. So this should tell you that your husband buying you land, hiring new apartments, furnishing you with gifts, it's a business. All because now he's a father. And he's now aware that he has a child with you. So in my own view, ironically, the car rather goes to the child. The land, the new building, they go to the child. A man who loves you will never wait for you to suffer, to get pregnant, to give birth, before buying you a gift. No. Now, it is assumed that the greatest pain on earth is to lose a loved one. I mean, when someone dies, and it is true, it is so painful. Some even dies, or someone can die. Some die when someone dies. Precisely when we love this person so much. So let's use the wife and then the husband. If care isn't taken, and then the wife dies, and the man is so consoled, he can take his life as well. So also to the woman. So death is so painful. However, the most painful thing in this life is a woman giving birth. So this means that you don't even compare death to delivery. So I hope you have seen the disparity or the variance. I mean the margin. That you don't compare childbearing. I mean a woman who is giving birth. The pain is far more than when someone dies. by buying a phone for your wife when she gives birth. I see it to be an insult, pure and particular insult. Buy her the phone to motivate her. This will even help her in easier delivery. Because you bought her a car. She'll be using the car already to ease her movements. You bought her the latest phone. So she's so happy with the phone. She will not even remember the pains in this pregnancy because already she's happy. So what if she dies during the delivery? This your planned car, new car, saloon car, new land, new TV. Who will you give them to? That's why we think that love between a husband and his wife is a powerful force, able to stir strong feelings. Care and tenderness are both necessary, and all this will manifest when you truly admire. The word is admiration. Do you admire your partner? Someone who is ugly, how will you admire? So you see that a Potiphar's wife admired Joseph. This is evil admiration that we say last. She was married. Why the advances on Joseph? Because he found him handsome than her husband. 2. Love is a very powerful force, able to bring marvelous joy or terrible sorrow. So you can be so happy, marvelous, always. In fact, it even increases your lifespan. When you marry the right person, there is always joy. You forget your problems. Even when there's no money, you are content. When you are in crisis and you see your partner, the joy is able to erase this you call this undue pressure. That is when you married your right choice. But if you compromise, then it will bring terrible sorrow. The word terror means extreme fear. You are so sad to go home after work, and even when you go home, you are annoyed. That I'm saying, no communication, nothing. Sometimes there's money in the home, but the party becomes so annoying, all because you compromise. Compromise is equal to consequences. Now, having said this, my name is Betroth, and this is Money for the Truth. Officially, train up the child in the Lord. Responsible parenthood has ended. In fact, I'm tired. Very, 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 very tired. So, next week, God willing, I'll come your way with a sermon. Are you righteous? Is a topic. So, we'll be speaking about King David and then what happened. Until then, my number is 0248 026557. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you want to donate, still you can use the same number. Until then, see you next time. Bye bye.